Welcome to Beneath the Surface, presented by ROCKWOOL. This episode we're in Saint-Tropez on the French Riviera. Coming up, we investigate how the glamour capital of the French Riviera is offering responsible and sustainable luxury. The Denmark Sail GP twins face off again in our latest rock challenge, and you can win some official team gear. Join us as we head to the Côte d'Azur for the France Sail Grand Prix. Racing on one of sailing's most prestigious waters, the Gulf of Saint-Tropez. Now, you've probably heard a little bit about Saint-Tropez, but how much do you really know about this fashionable hotspot? Well, here's everything you need to know in just 60 seconds. And it all starts here, in the old port. This is where this French fishing village first sprung to life, and it's where you'll find the top restaurants, coolest cafes, and a very classic Riviera vibe. Saint-Tropez has rightfully earned a reputation as a world-class sailing destination, so it's the perfect place to host Sail GP. And if you look around the marina, you can see super yachts and sailing boats, which, to be honest, look a lot more comfortable than a foiling F50. Café Sénéchier is one of Saint-Tropez's most iconic hangouts, having featured in a lot of movies in the 50s and 60s. Today, it's a really popular cafe and the perfect place for people watching and celeb spotting. Now, if you're into luxury and glamour, then you can't go wrong with Saint-Tropez. Not only is it one of the most prestigious places on earth, but it's got enough high fashion boutiques and shops to keep even the biggest shopaholic busy. And after all that retail therapy, you've earned the right to kick back and relax on the world-renowned Pampelon beach. This sandy stretch was first made famous by Brigitte Bardot, and it's the perfect place for a sundowner or two.
Hey guys, last episode we gave you the chance to win some cool gear. All you have to do is count how many times this boat appeared on the screen. And now we have a winner. For your chance to win some gear, don't forget to count the boat.
Saint-Tropez has rightly earned a reputation as one of the world's most luxurious destinations. But how does a place built on decades of luxury think in a more sustainable and forward-thinking way? And what are some of the challenges that come with being one of Europe's hottest tourist destinations? We've come to meet a few characters on the ground to find out.
It's about sailing, it's about a quiet place, about nature, activities, cultural legacy and tradition. This is about Saint-Tropez. There's probably less than 4,000 people living all year round in Saint-Tropez. And all of a sudden, in June, July, there's maybe hundreds of thousands of people living in Saint-Tropez. We have to think that Saint-Tropez is the economic lung of the region. So many people during the summer obviously come also with compromises. Some pollution, with waste, with noise, all the helicopter flights that pass by there. We face challenges in modernizing the infrastructures. But there are things that can't be resolved with money, for example, such as water shortage. We need to take actions against that. And also the fires we saw this summer. When we talk about global warming, Saint-Tropez will be very much impacted. During the winter, we can't welcome yachts on that jetty because of the big winter storms, because the water level gets too high to the jetty. So we can't welcome boats on that. We implement a big ecological component in every decisions we take for Saint-Tropez and the region. I greatly appreciated that all the companies also working in the tourism industry implement also an ecological part in their business.
Here on the world-famous Pampelon beach, the legendary Club 55 resides. I've come to meet its charismatic owner, Patrice de Colmont, to find out a bit more about this place's origins and also its unique relationship with nature.
Alors, comment le Club 55 a commencé, c'est une longue histoire. À l'origine, notre père a acheté ce morceau de terrain, pas pour faire un restaurant, simplement pour que son idée c'était que l'on vive.
One day in 1955, a movie production crew with Brigitte Bardot in tow wandered through the site when they were filming a movie on the beach, and the de Colmont family spied an opportunity.
Et c'est là qu'arrive l'équipe du film Et Dieu créa la femme, qui voit ça et qui pense que c'est un restaurant. Et puis pendant 15 jours, toute l'équipe mange là sans jamais avoir su que ce n'était pas un restaurant. Quand le film est terminé, tous les techniciens s'en vont, mais les acteurs, Brigitte Bardot, les réalisateurs Roger Vadim, continuent à venir. Donc on va appeler ça Club 55, et 55 parce qu'on va considérer que c'est l'année de la création.
The creation of Club 55 came at a pivotal point in Saint-Tropez's history, and it's not hard to see why.
En même temps, Saint-Tropez s'ouvrait vers l'extérieur et on va dire que le business du tourisme commençait dans le Var. Voilà. Donc c'est un endroit qui est très beau, certainement sur la plage la plus convoitée de la planète.
From the start, the de Colmont family and the guests were very protective of this unique location.
Ça a toujours été la nature qui nous a guidés. On ne combat pas la nature. Comme vous voyez là, tous ces bois, tout ça, ce sont des bois que l'on a récupérés sur la plage quand il y a les tempêtes. Vous voyez, la plus grande simplicité, tout ça, c'est nous qui le fabriquons. On fait pas, ça ne vient pas d'une usine. On a une société qui s'appelle Electric 55 Charging, qui installe des bornes de recharge pour les voitures électriques. On a 2 fermes où on fait tous les légumes pour le Club 55, l'huile d'olive, le vin. Évidemment, c'est l'agriculture biologique, mais on va au-delà. On travaille avec les chevaux. On est vraiment très, très, très respectueux de la nature.
In 2016, to protect the beach, a law was passed that any beach clubs needed to be rebuilt further back from the shore using lightweight construction materials. Any structures in front of a new man-made dune would need to be taken down each autumn, which would allow the beach to recover in the off-season. Whilst long-standing custodians such as Patrice have signalled their support for a sustainability plan, elements of its environmental impact have been questioned. Patrice, as well as other business owners who are the heartbeat of this iconic beach, hope to be able to continue the conversation with policymakers on how best to conserve Pampelon.
Il faut trouver des moyens pour réduire, parce que c'est très bien de faire un schéma d'aménagement pour que la plage de Pamplonne soit le plus naturelle possible, et il faudra faire attention que ces changements ne soient pas en même temps destructeurs.
Away from the beach, I'm visiting the luxurious Says Hotel. Although relatively new to Saint-Tropez, opening in 2010, they are also proving that sustainability and luxury can go hand in hand.
I'm very proud to be introducing this hotel because our objective initially was to have a very sustainable, eco-friendly hotel, and probably the most advanced in that concept in Saint-Tropez. What I wanted to do architecturally with the architect was to build around nature. So we built the main building around the olive tree without touching the olive tree, so we had to protect it. We wanted to respect nature to the max. There's a certain category of clientele that is looking more towards eco-friendly, sustainable category of establishment rather than the guys who just don't care and go for it. But because we're in the luxury category, we can allow ourselves the luxury of spending a bit more to be more sustainable. When I first came here to have a look at the plot, I realized that there were about 15 eucalyptus trees. Since eucalyptus is a great absorbent of carbon dioxide, why not do the car park of the hotel underneath the eucalyptus trees? So that was already starting the sustainable effort that we put in place. Beyond there, you see under the roof tiling, there's a wooden strip. Behind there are the gutters that we collect the rainwater, and we can use it for cleaning the sewage system or for some of the plantations. We don't use any plastic glasses. All the plastic that we use is completely recycled. The straws, they're all bamboo now, they're not plastic anymore. The water bottles that we give away to clients, it's all recycled plastic. There's a lot of soap waste in a hotel. We found a lab in Nice who actually collects all our soap, and they're remanufacturing soap and shipping it out to those in need. It's another example of how you can recycle if you have a mind set to it. One of the things we have been looking at for the future is I've been influenced a lot by the slow food movement, meaning the shortest circuit from the farm to the plate.
So, this is the herb garden.
Yeah,
that you were telling
this
us
is the
about.
little herb garden of our dear chef. So you got different types of tomatoes growing. You got the pomegranate trees, the three, it's bitter oranges. So you can only make marmalade with them. And the rosemary that he'll use with the lamb or whatever. The different types of herbs, you can see the mint, chocolate mint. The idea for me is we would do this on a bigger scale, somewhere very close. This is what Patrice de Colmont is more or less done with the Club 55. And this is what I think the future is. A very good harmony with nature, which is giving you the opportunity to use it rather than to abuse it. I think people will become more and more conscious of saving the natural side of Saint-Tropez.
I think we are getting to a great future because either the government is pushing, the companies are pushing, and we see that it's actually happening now. Sail GP is coming, and all the requirements they ask, ecologically speaking, they are great. Club 55 Hotel says they're doing great as well on that term. So we need to go forward, and we need to have a common strategy between all the municipalities surrounding Saint-Tropez.
Well, it's that time again, the moment you've all been waiting for. We're here for the Rock Challenge. We're on the famous Pampelon beach just outside Saint-Tropez, and we've got these two to continue the battle. The Rock Challenge pits Danish twins Lars Peter and Hans Christian against each other as they travel around the world with the Denmark Sail GP team. Lars Peter currently leads his brother 2-1 and will be looking to extend that lead in Saint-Tropez. Today, they'll be playing charades with an extreme twist. To make the task harder, they'll be wearing noise-cancelling earbuds and will be playing music so loud that they definitely can't hear each other. Each twin gets 40 seconds to guess what the other is acting out, and the one who guesses the most correct answers wins. Simple.
I feel strong. I'm in the lead, so hopefully I'm gonna extend a little bit, just to be more comfortable. Yeah, I think Lars would. I don't think he would struggle with it. I think it's harder to cheat when you can't say anything, but he will probably figure his way around that one.
Before the challenge gets underway, a quick word from ROCKWOOL. The twins wouldn't want to hear each other all the time at home either, so with stone wool insulated partition walls, they'd hear half the noise travelling between rooms, and an insulated stone wool floor would cut out floor impact noise by a factor of 8, so they could do weights in the house without disturbing each other. Now, back to the challenge. Hans Christian's up first, and his theme is movies, films and television.
James Bond. Oh, you. Vikings. Race car driver. You give me nothing. Superman. Joker.
So, 4 points for Hans Christian. Lars Peter's up next. His theme, Sail GP.
Goggles. Goggles. Flight controller. Water bottle. Grinding. Drinking. Give me some more, I don't know what to say. Protest. 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 Tom Johnson. Capsize. Trimming. Pulling main sheet. Tom Johnson.
The twins are tied at 4-4, so now a sudden death question, with the closest guess winning this round of the Rock Challenge. The question is, From here on Pampelon Beach, just outside Saint-Tropez, if you were to walk to the Eiffel Tower in Paris, how many hours would it take, according to Google Maps, to walk from Pampelon Beach to the Eiffel Tower?
I would say 8 days straight out.
8 days?
8 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. 7 days and 23 hours. So 1 hour less.
Brave. Okay, the winner of this episode's Rock Challenge is... LP. 7 days and 2 hours.
Yes. 7 days and 2 hours.
7 days and 2
Yes.
hours. Do you feel like you got lucky again?
Yeah, of course. But again, as before, luck always comes to the same people.
That's all for this episode of Beneath the Surface. Next up, the France Sail Grand Prix in Saint-Tropez. You can watch all the action by heading to sailgp.com/watch to find out where the racing is broadcast in your market. Until then, à bientôt.